Hello everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Now it may seem a little early to be saying those things, but we're getting a jump start on our holiday planning because 2020 has been a difficult year for us all, and we want to help you have a more stress-free and healthy holiday. Although we can't all gather together for our annual Spirit of Women holiday event, we're kicking off a virtual series called Home for the Holidays. You know that home has become even more important this year, so we're very fortunate today to be at the home of Chase Wellborn of Brandon Chase Wellborn Designs. He's going to welcome us into his home for the holidays. So let's mask up and see what Chase has in store for us. Hello.
Hello,
Merry
Ellie.
Christmas and
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Holidays.
Hello.
Thank you. Hey, darling.
Say hello.
This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I can't wait.
You want to take a look around?
Yes, I'd love to. Chase, I love all the nutcrackers. I mean, that's just such a wonderful tradition at Christmas. People want to go see the nutcracker and they love it. How did you get started collecting all of these?
Well, funny enough, Millie, I was in the Nutcracker when I was younger at Laurel Little Theater. And I was gifted a nutcracker, this being one of the first ones gifted to me during that show, and kind of fell in love with them. And since then, I've just picked them up along the way, or they've been gifts, you know, from friends and family through the years.
Well, I love how you've incorporated into your decor, because I grew up being in the Nutcracker and was in the Nutcracker again as an adult, and my oldest daughter was, so very special to our family, and I know so many families in Mississippi.
And nothing says Christmas more than a nutcracker.
That's right, that's right. Can we go over to the tree
Certainly.
and look around? I love the giant, I guess. Look, taller than me here.
This is one of my prized possessions. These were handmade out of laurel, actually, by a couple there who retired from their jobs, and now they just started as a hobby and they make them.
Those are incredible. Wow, this tree is just magical. So, I mean, you just got nutcrackers tucked in everywhere. I don't know how long it took you to do this.
Well, usually things are pretty fast for me. The longest part is the majority of it is glass, so that takes a while to unpack. There are actual wood nutcrackers tucked in the tree, here and there, that you would sit around on a table. Don't be afraid when you're decorating at your house to, throw the nutcracker in the tree. They just don't have to sit on the table or the bar, Have fun with it. And this was just supposed to play off the nutcrackers and be whimsical.
Yeah, well, you're so creative, as we all know, and I mean, like I said, this whole place is just magical. Chase, I just want to thank you for inviting us and welcoming us into your beautiful home today. Everything is simply gorgeous.
Well, come by anytime. It was so good having you.
Well, guess what? I'm going to leave you with our viewers right now so that they can see more of this beautiful series, Home for the Holidays. Thank you for joining us.
Okay guys, so now I'm going to give you a quick tour of my entire home, and through this tour I'm going to show you some quick tips and tricks to jazz up your own holiday decor. In this room, it is my living room, and I have drawn my inspiration from things that I remember from my childhood during Christmas time. We have these fun Santa and Mrs. Claus here that are kind of animated. Those, I remember a great grandmother of mine having a set of those, and I relate those items to my childhood Christmas, and I really like that. As you can see, there's a lot of pillows through this room. I think it's always really fun to jazz up your furniture with a holiday pillow. It makes it super festive. On the coffee table, everywhere you see, whether it's low or high, I have put a little touch of Christmas, and I just want my guests and family, when they come over, to see something different in every part of the room that they're in. Here we've used some just vintage Christopher Radko ornaments and pine cones and just red glass balls to throw in this bowl on the coffee table. Of course, just some garland that we've jazzed up with some ribbon and poinsettias, and ornaments that match. The color for me as a child was a lot of fun. We always had colored lights on a tree mixed with white lights, and that's where I drew inspiration for this room. Of course, Christmas is not complete without a nativity. I decided instead of using hay or moss to put underneath, I put traditional silver tinsel under my nativity just to keep with the theme of this room. In here I've put 2 Christmas trees just because one would not hold everything I wanted it to hold, and I thought it was just a little more over the top to do multiple. These trees are full of color. Everything on this is glass, just solid glass balls and collectible Mark Roberts and Christopher Radko. There's even things from glass ornaments from Hobby Lobby and Michaels that I've supplemented in as well. Those are always cheaper price points, you know, for people, and don't be afraid to mix those cheaper items in with your nice collectible things. As you can see, I've used all the silver tinsel. I had a great aunt that loved tinsel, and I just wanted to be a little more nostalgic with my decor in this room. And that's pretty much it for the living room. Now we're moving into the kitchen. I know most of you are probably thinking, oh my goodness, you decorate your kitchen too. I think every room you go in needs to have a little sprinkle of Christmas. And my kitchen's not very big, but you can get creative and work things in anywhere. As you see through here, I've done some gingerbread and peppermint and trees above the refrigerator. That's dead space, so why not jazz it up? Just some little grouping here with gingerbread and some trees, and added some fake snow, as well as around the coffee area and where the mixer is. And now we're going to move to the dining room, and as you've already got a little glimpse of the theme for the dining room, it is nutcrackers, and that tends to be a personal favorite for mine. Like I was telling Millie earlier, the nutcracker obsession came from being in a play at Laurel Theater. I was gifted a nutcracker, fell in love with them, and then ever since then, my parents have gifted me nutcrackers I've collected and picked up along the way. So in the dining room, I drew from the nutcracker. As you can see here, I've just hung a wreath on this mirror. Very simple, with just a little bow and a couple of artificial picks, and have nutcrackers standing guard on either side. I guess that's to guard the cookies. And every home needs cookies during the holiday season. You can see I have another obsession is silver. And silver is one of those things I think people feel like it goes in and out of style. For me, it never goes out of style. It's a way to dress up your dining room, your event. I leave mine out all the time and use it even when friends are coming over. I believe if you're going to have things like that, especially china, silver pieces, you should use those not only for special occasions, but whenever anyone's coming over to your house. And we're going to just take a look around. Like I said, every surface for me, I love to put Christmas. So there's a lot of Christmas, as you're already gathering. It's just a little table that I've just been filling ginger jars with twigs and things like that. Nutcrackers, the Wiseman nutcrackers. And then here, of course, we've tucked in a tree. You can put a tree literally anywhere. It does get a little tight around my table, but that is okay. It looks good, so just roll with it. Have fun. That's the one thing I want everybody to do this holiday season while you're stuck at home during this time. Have fun, get creative, do something outside the box that you wouldn't normally do. We've set the table, and some of you are probably going, oh my goodness, that is, you know, kind of catty corner. It's asymmetrical. It's not, you know, perfectly in line with the center of the table. Again, have fun with it. This is just friends are coming over, and so I have some donuts and some little pickup things. You know, as they come in, they can grab a little bite and, you know, enjoy themselves. This is a little more dramatic. I wouldn't typically leave this, you know, for a dinner setting, but you will see some of that in a later video. Here above the silver cabinet, I have just taken the same garland I've used throughout and put in this beaded garlands and some picks and ornaments and ribbon. There's no right or wrong way. You can do as little or as much as you personally desire. The same with the banister. On the banister, I've done the same thing to match everything else. And let me grab some ribbon. We're going to show you how to take it a little over the top. This striped ribbon I found at a local craft store and decided, oh, this is perfect to mix with the nutcracker, just to add a little different texture and a little different look. All you're going to do is take it, do a couple loops. We're going to tie it in using the greenery just to the center of that bow, the velvet bow that was already used. We'll fluff it out a little bit. And then we're going to continue with just running it through the garlands. You can use as much or as little ribbon as you like. I like the different textures, as you can see, of all the different size ornaments, all the different widths of ribbon. And the whole key is, like I've said over and over, have fun, make it magical. Your friends and family will come in and be like, oh my goodness, I love all of this. And you're just gonna keep going. We'll keep going all the way. I'm gonna keep it going all the way down, and I'm just using this greenery of the garland to kind of attach here. Cut the ribbon at the end at an angle, or you can do a little swallowtail. I think that just kind of ties the banister into the tree and adds another little texture in that area. So another view of the tree, you know, I used flocked greenery in this room. You know, you can use whatever you prefer. I like a bunch of different things, so I decided to use something different throughout the whole house. Again, don't be afraid to mix in your, tabletop nutcrackers into your tree. I have so many that I was running out of surface space to put them, so I worked them in the tree. There's one in the top, as my topper. Think outside the box. Things can be a little unconventional, just whatever. There's 2 times of the year that I think you can be as gaudy and as flashy as you want to. The first one being Christmas and the second being Mardi Gras. So again, have fun with it. There's never too much you can do. We're gonna move around to the guest bathroom really quick, and I know you're thinking, you're really gonna tell me that you've decorated your bathroom? Yes, there's also a tree in here that you're gonna get a little glimpse of. I have used my Mark Roberts elves in all of the bathroom decor. It's real playful and fun, and I think it's very unexpected as guests come over and they go to the restroom and they find it's still keeping in the tradition of everything being decorated. This is super fun. The elves are super playful and kind of everywhere. So I'm now going to show you my music room. This is probably one of my favorites. I think everything in the house is a favorite, but this is running a close first. It's a little more woodsy in here. As you can see, there's a lot of Santa. The inspiration for this room, strangely enough, came from a quilt or throw that my grandmother had that was a Santa's face, and it was a little more woodsy, but it really just resonated with me as Christmas. So I took that throw that she puts out every year on a rocking chair and based this whole room around that one piece. As you can see in here, it is a mix of pine and hollies and firs. I love all the different textures. The more textures, the more interesting things get. Everything in my house is artificial. However, closer to Christmas, as I have parties and company coming over, friends and family, I will go through and add touches of fresh. don't be afraid to mix the two, whether that's fresh flowers on a coffee table or a side table. Quickly, I'm going to show you how to add fresh to an entirely artificial garland. This is all done with berries and pine, and it's all artificial base. And then I have cut some cypress here, and I am literally just going to work this in. Now, this is not going to have a water source, so it's not going to last you, that long. You'll probably get 7 or so days out of it, so I would do it right before company is coming, and I just think it adds a fun element. Also, it's going to help make the house smell much more like Christmas. You can see I've used pine cones, and if you get close, jingle bells. So just continue to stick. And as you can see, just a simple addition on this side has completely changed the look. You have added fresh in, and most people really aren't going to pay attention that it's a mix of the two. If you really want to take it over the top and you're having a holiday party, I love to add in some fresh flowers. So just in this garland, we're going to cut some roses. For a longer life, I would put them in a water pick that you can find at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or your local florist. We'll just tuck those in just to give another little added surprise for your guest. And in this room as well, I have used my village, as you can see on top of the bookshelves, some Santas, things like that. So now we're going to head upstairs to check out the office and the bedroom. So now we're in the bedroom, and in the bedroom, things are a little more icy. Golds, blues, combination of those things. On the top of the bookshelf, I've jazzed it up a bit with just some ribbons and ornaments, some icy picks. Even underneath the television, added a little Christmas. There's nothing more fun to me than waking up every day during the season and there being Christmas automatically. I like to put everything on remotes and timers so I can set the timer for the tree to be on when I'm going to wake up. I've incorporated some reindeer up here, just our little festive flair, and as you can see, tree. This tree is just the blues again, ice blues and golds. I have taken some fresh monstera leaves here, and you can use magnolias or whatever. We've sprayed those gold, and as you can see, Theodore is joining us for this video. Just again, have fun with it. Put a little Christmas in every part of the house. Now we've come to the landing, or my office space. In here is the collection of the official White House Christmas ornaments. These I just really love, and they're very symbolic in our nation's history. There are about 40 of these on this tree, and I know a lot of you are thinking, oh my goodness, he has used beads. That's pretty old-fashioned. Well, in the White House decor, you see a lot of times in a different room, they will still incorporate beads. So I thought it was important to keep this one simple with the traditional, colors, but instead of red, white, blue, I did red, blue, and gold. And we just have a little American flag here. We've worked in some greenery, and each of these ornaments, you'll get a close-up of these. They are pretty neat and pretty detailed, so I wanted those to really pop off the tree. And each of these ornaments came with a different hanger. However, I chose to put red satin ribbons on each one of them, which I think really adds to the tree and draws your eye to that particular ornament. So that concludes our tour today. I hope you've enjoyed getting a little peek into my own holiday decor this year. Make sure to join us next week for Home for the Holidays Wrap It Up edition. And also remember, it's never too early to start your holiday decor, and you can never over-decorate. See you next time.